So, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening,
First
sir.
of,
Good evening.
first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Suresh Achantani. I am from District Kutch of State Gujarat in India. And I am working with a limited this listed company, which is in company which is taking care of some manufacturing of pipes. I'm in administration department as AGM, taking care of canteen, housekeeping, then horticulture, then guest management, welfare, CSR, and as well as I have a worker colony over there. We have a worker colony over there. So I'm taking care of all those things as administration person. We have around 3,200 people working in our company. Anyway, today we have joined for the topic positive attitude. Let me start with sharing my this PPT. Is the PPT visible to everybody?
Visible.
So we are talking about attitude. My first slide says a feeling or way of thinking that affects a person's behavior is what we call attitude. Every problem has a solution only if we perhaps change our attitude. Let us see how. Before we start, let me start with a small story. I think that will give you something like inside of the what we are going to do today. There a long time back, there was a king. He had many courtiers. Out of them, one was the most learned and the most you can say knowledgeable person. His name was Harshvardhan. Everybody used to praise him, used to regard him, respect him. All the problems of the kingdom comes to him, and he used to solve it. One day, the king asked him, Harshvardhan, tell me one answer to the question: which is more greater, the knowledge or behavior? Then Harshvardhan was thinking, and after some time, he said, "Sir, I will reply to you after 4 days." The next day, what happened that when he came to the darbar, he straight away went to the treasury room. There, the guard, because the guard also honored him, he knew about that person, that he is one of the most learned person of the kingdom. The guards did not stop him. He went to the treasury, just roam around, and took one shining pearl and put it in his pocket and came out. The guard was really surprised that how come this can happen. But then he did not say anything to him. Next day, he did the same thing. The guard was all the more surprised. Third day, he did the same thing. Now the guard could not stop himself. So he went to the queen and informed the queen. The queen that night informed to the king. Fourth day, this gentleman again went to the treasury and brought one pearl with him. Now, this time, when they all gathered in the darbar, the king was very angry and he called Harshvardhan in front of him. Then Harshvardhan just took out all the 4 pearls from his pocket and gave it to the king. He said, "Sir, first of all, take all the pearls. Now, I am the same person who had all the knowledge, for to whom all of you come with all the problems, and I used to solve it. Just for the last 4 days, my behavior has changed. And so similarly, your behavior changed towards me. So that means behavior has got more importance than knowledge." This is what he wanted to prove. So it happens to all of us also. Even though we are all knowledgeable, we are all having a lot of information in ourselves. We can share those things with others. But if our behavior or our attitude is not proper towards human being, it means there is some problem. I hope I could inform the thing I wanted to tell you about.
इंदौर बिलासपुर आती है.
So the next slide, we have some calculations. If suppose the alphabet A to Z is corresponded to the numbers 1 to 26, and we start checking these type of words like hard work, knowledge, you can see that these are 98%, 96%. Then love is only 54%, luck is only 47%. Then is it money? No, even money is 72%. So what makes the life? What makes it 100%? Where it is? Where is 100%? Is it leadership? No, again 89%. Even leadership has got only 89%. But when we come to attitude, ATTITUDE, you just add up, it comes to 100%. Yes, attitude makes a person 100%. It's our attitude towards life and work that makes our life 100%. Attitude is everything. Change your attitude so that you can change your life and others too. Why I am saying so? Why attitude can change others' life and ours life? Can anyone of you please come with some point on it?
Sir, can I say something?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Sir, according to me, as per your story, it was the behavior that, created doubt in the mind of that guard who eventually complained to the queen. Same way, sir, if our behavior is nice and everything, even if, knowledge differs very from person to person.
Right.
So what somebody might have knowledge more than me. That's true. But the behavior that I do with people that connects them more and more, even if the others can solve their problem better, they can come and approach me. So in this way, they can change my life. I learn from their experiences, and others, as they learn from my experiences or my advices or suggestions, whatever.
I very agree to you, ma'am. Agree to you. The point is that we
Thank
want
you,
to
sir.
prove. The point is that we want to prove that knowledge is not greater than behavior. Behavior is greater than knowledge.
Sir,
And
may I
one second.
something?
Yes, ma'am. 1 second, please. Actually, ma'am, 1 second. Behavior is greater than knowledge, and what I want to say is that behavior depicts our personality, and our personality depicts our attitude. So it's all are interconnected. Yes, ma'am. Please tell me. Who was saying? Sunita ma'am or Meenakshi ma'am?
This Meenakshi here. May I?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, yes, ma'am. Please tell me.
Okay. So one thing what even I've realized when it comes to behavior is one which makes you to maintain relationships. Because whether you have knowledge or not, that is irrespective. Only once you became a friend. But the first impression is always your behavior, because you cannot judge a person how much knowledge the person has.
Agreed, madam. Agreed.
So first thing is you are going to attract the person only with your good behavior, and then you are getting into the
Ma'am, 1 second, ma'am. 1 second, please. I will request everybody, those who are speaking, only they should unmute their mic. Otherwise, kindly keep your mic muted.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Meenakshi ma'am, please continue. Sorry to interrupt.
That's really fine. So the fact is your behavior will, attract people. So that becomes your impression. And after that, we definitely come to know that how much knowledgeable person you are or you aren't. But definitely, if at all you're really knowledgeable, then that tends us to be makes us very gracious. And that in fact impacts our behavior. Because I think many big problems in our lives which cannot be handled by knowledge, but definitely can be handled by behavior.
Very true, ma'am. And this thing will come during the session. When we'll be completing the session, all these things will come. What you said now.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. So now we are going to watch a video. Just a second. I'll share the video with you all. Please let me know if you can hear it or not.
Attitude. It affects not only our outlook on life, but also the success of our future. Every single one of us has tremendous potential. We all have that desire for good results and success. And the one thing that determines our potential, it gives us that drive and predicts our outcome, it's our attitude. It decides the size of our dreams and influences our determination when we're faced with new challenges. And the thing is, no one can control your attitude but you. I mean, people can affect your attitude, but no one can control it unless you surrender that control. No one can make us angry. We make ourselves angry when we surrender that control of our attitude. And when people do things to anger us, all it does is put our attitude to the test. We have that choice every morning about what kind of attitude we're going to have for the rest of the day. It's up to you.
Yes, everyone. See, what do we observe from the video? Attitude is a little thing that makes a huge difference. Each one of us has tremendous potential, but one thing that determines our potential is our attitude. You could see, before I start with my explanation, I would like to say thanks to Nirmesh sir and NIST. This video has come from their TTT group. When I had joined TTT group, I had got this video, but I have taken this video from them. So thanks Nirmesh sir and NIST. So you could see in the video, everyone, you could see in the video that a person's attitude, how he is behaving since morning when he wake up and he's getting ready and going to the office. All this, his behavior and his attitude, it depends on what type of day he is going to have it. If you go to the office and you find that your computer or your laptop is not working, instead of calling the engineer, you cannot start breaking it. Obviously, that is not the way to come out of it. if you are getting a lot of traffic, this is not under your control. Then however, you have to go through it. So all these things, that is no one, but you can only control your attitude. No one can make us angry. Is it we who trigger it in ourselves? We have a choice every morning as to what kind of attitude we want to have for the rest of the day. Weakness of our attitude becomes the weakness of our personality. Because as I said just a few minutes back, that our attitude, our behavior, and our personality, all three are linked to each other. Am I right, sir?
Sir, yes, yes, absolutely.
This is a general tendency for everyone, said Clifford Nash, a professor of communication at Stanford University. Some people do have a more positive outlook, but almost everyone remembers negative things more strongly in more detail. Do you all agree to me?
Yes, sir, correct, sir.
Can some of the participants say yes or no?
Yes, sir,
Yes,
you are right.
sir.
Sir. Yes,
We
sir.
agree with you.
Yes, because it is a human
Yes, sir.
tendency. It is a human tendency that we always remember the negative things. We don't remember the positive things. Some people grumble that roses have thorns. I am grateful that thorns have roses. We have to make ourselves positive. We have to choose positivity in the life. Now let's see what all you can see in this particular slide.
So one single dot.
Okay, anybody else, please?
The white page, sir.
A white page.
A dot on white page.
A black mark on the white page.
Yeah, it's a black mark on a white paper page. Yeah.
Okay, I think Archana madam said a white page, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Archana ma'am, thank you so much. I think this should be our attitude, that we should see what we are seeing, the whole page, that is 99.9% of the page is white. But everybody, all of us, even we, myself, I will say that we are going towards that particular dark spot on that white page. Okay, now we have two stories. I'll narrate.
Sir, can I add a comment?
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Even if we do good whole of our life, one mistake will be remembered rather than the goodness. So
that's what I said a few minutes back, ma'am, that we all have human tendencies are like this, that we remember the negative things more. We don't remember the positive things. This is for true that out of 100, if you did 95 things right, only 5 things or 2 things wrong, then 2 things wrong will be remembered by everybody. Now here we have 2 choices. One is a person has to be either a positive critic to us, that is a real person or real friend to us, who will come and tell us, okay, you did this thing wrong, please make yourself correct here. That person is good enough for us, because that will give us the chance of improvement. But if the people only say negative about us, because those 2 things or 3 things what we did wrong, and all the positive things, all the right things are ignored, then it is not good. Then those people are not our friends. Do you agree to it?
Yes, yes.
100%, sir.
Okay. Now we have 2 stories. One is 2 monks. Once 2 monks were one a very senior monk and one a very junior monk who had just become a monk. They were just going towards their monastery. They had to cross a river. The river was not very depth, not very deep, so they could easily cross it. They were on the one corner of the river. They saw that there is a young lady, very young, beautiful lady, also standing in the corner of the river, and she also wants to cross, but she is afraid to cross. So she asked the 2 monks that, can you please help me? The 2 monks, they start thinking that they have taken a vow that they will never touch a lady. But the senior monk, he just went to the young lady. He picked her up and they all crossed and he just left the lady on the other side of the river and they went away. The junior monk could not believe his eyes that what has happened. And for many hours, this thing came into his mind Later, he went to the senior monk and said, "Sir, we had taken a vow that we will not touch a lady. How come you picked her up and crossed the river?" He said that this is your attitude, that you are still carrying that lady in your head. I already dropped her.
Yes.
Sir, this is story is also from that 101 stories you had sent to us.
Yes.
Okay, so out of this, from this story, one thing is that very true, that we have to believe in our behavior and our attitude, our personality, rather than what people is thinking, what people are thinking about us. The second story is about crow, swan, parrot, and peacock. A crow was very, very sad that because he is very dark, he says that my voice is not good, I am very dark, nobody likes me. See the swan. Swan is such beautiful white color. Everybody likes swan. Swan is saying that, and he went to the swan and said that you are the best bird in this world. But no, I am not the best. Parrot is the best. Parrot has got such a lovely voice. They are in 2 or 3 colors. So they together went to the parrot. Parrot says, I am also not the best. The peacock is the best because the peacock is having such lovely colors. Then all the 4 of them, 3 of them, they went to the peacock. Peacock is saying that a peacock is in the zoo. And people are just watching peacock and enjoying it. The peacock is saying only the crow is the best because he can fly anywhere. Nobody can stop him. I am in the zoo, caged for the people. So what we get from this story is that we are not happy what we are. We are unhappy for what we are not. And that is the way we change our attitude. Your attitude matters on what you are doing and how. We need to be happy with what God has made us or given us. Unnecessary comparing with others makes us sad, and we start devaluing ourselves, become more unhappy. Being happy in all circumstances, thinking that this is God's own will, respecting it is also a part of being positive attitude. Agreed by everybody?
Yes, sir. There's the same story of the same sort in Panchtantra, sir.
Yeah.
Stories like that. If I could share, if you give me a minute or two, I can share the
Sure,
story.
sure, ma'am. Why not, ma'am? Please go ahead.
So the story is like that there was a holy man who was praying in the Ganges, and suddenly a mouse fell from a crow's beak from the sky. So with his magical powers, he turned that she mouse into a beautiful damsel, and he treated her like her daughter, like his daughter, and they started. And soon after, the girl attained the marriage age. So they decided that we are going to get our girl married. So he said, okay, let's see who's more powerful. So he called up son. He said, okay, you have to marry my daughter. So the daughter said, no, he's very much hot, I can't marry him. Okay, then they asked son, and who is better than you? Then the son said, okay, moon is better than me because he is very cool and I'm very much hot. So he went to moon and he asked moon, okay, the girl again rejected moon. She said, he's very dull, I don't want to go there, he's very dull, he's very rough and he isn't smooth. Okay, they asked moon, he asked moon again that, okay, who's more powerful than you? The moon said, sky is more powerful, clouds are more powerful than me as they cover me up. So he went to the cloud and again the daughter rejected. She said, no, it's very black, I can't marry him. Then the holy man asked the cloud again. The cloud said, okay, wind is powerful than me, it can blow me up. So he went to wind. So for wind, she said, no, he is very fast, I can't marry him. So the same way the wind said, okay, then who's more powerful than you? Then he said, the mountain said that it is mountain, I can't cross the mountains. So he went to the mountain. So the girl rejected, saying that he is very much rough and hard. So then he went to the mountain last time and he asked that who's more powerful than you? The mountain said, mouse can make holes in me. And when she saw the mouse, she said, I'm ready to marry him. So that's our attitude. What we are internal, that is the thing that matters. We can't change ourselves. That is the whole moral of the story. And she got happily married.
Thank you
to
so
the
much.
monk.
Thank you for sharing this Panchatantra story, ma'am. Because the moral is the same thing, that what we are, we should be happy with it rather than being unhappy with what we are not. But it is the human tendency again, which makes us unhappy, and we get unhappy by seeing others. And we are devaluing ourselves. You know what? there are 4 sentences. I will just say here the 4 sentences. Hope you will all like it. Problems are there in our life and everybody's life. But then happiness, we have to choose. We have to choose happiness. Anger is there in the life. It can come to anybody, it can be triggered by anyone, but calmness has to be chosen. Hatred is with everyone, but love has to be chosen. Negativity is with everyone, positivity has to be chosen. The thing is, we should understand and learn choosing, and that what is the best for us. And then only we can have that positivity in us. Okay, ma'am?
Oh, great, sir. Great, sir.
So now let us come to our main topic, that is positive attitude. When we have seen attitude is 100%, when we all add a positive attitude, it comes to 215%. That is more than 200%. That makes us more positive. We have to have compulsorily positive attitude inside us. Now this is a half filled glass of water. Somebody will say it is half filled, somebody will say it is half empty. It's like that. So it's a matter of choice what we say. Let's say this example, donkey. We treat people and situation in the same manner as we do with donkey. We discount the good in them. We only look at the negative side and start reacting, isn't it? Remember, a donkey has an excellent memory, never fails to do hard work, and is very faithful to his master. Now, these are some positive quality of a donkey. But in Hindi, we are many times we say, "Dekho, ek gadhe ki tarah kaam karta hai, gadha hai bilkul." But we think even the donkey has some good points in it. Do you all agree?
Yes, sir, very much. 100% we agree.
Now our attitude also depends upon what type of react or response we do. But there is a difference between reaction and response. What is the difference between reaction and response? Our attitude is responsible for our reaction or response towards any matter or situation. Most of us tend to react rather than respond to any situation, which sometimes lead to sore relationship or situation going out of hand. I hope everybody will also agree to this. Many times it happens in our life.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Because we react to the thing, we do not respond to the thing. This is a 10-90 rule. Everybody knows about it. 10% is what has happened and 90% is what we do. We react or respond to what has happened. That is our attitude. Now, what is the chain of action? In case of reaction, we first act, then we stop, and then we start thinking, oh, ye to humne galat kar diya. Galat bol diya. And in case of response, we first think, then we take a pause, and then we act. That is what we say, it is a response. Which is more better? Which is more better?
Response.
Obviously, response.
It's always response.
First, we take action. In react, we take action, then we stop, then we think and start feeling guilty about our action and our behavior. That is our negative attitude. It happens in everybody's life. Many a times we react to something which has happened in our family, with our friends, with our colleagues. When we are as a teacher, when we go to school with our students, sometimes we react. We are not in a good frame of mind. But when we start thinking totally and 100% positively, we have to come out of that particular mindset that we have to only respond, not to react. What are the consequences of reaction? It is bitterness, frustration, broken relationship, panic, stress, ego, blame game. All these are the consequences of reactions. Because when we react, even our relationship sometimes breaks because of reaction. But what is response? First, we take a deep breath, pause, then we think of the situation, then we take action as per requirement, because that gives us a choice of our action. And this is our positive attitude. What are the results of response? Healthy relationship, teamwork, taking responsibility, sharing success, reducing stress, companionship. All these things are the result of response. I hope all of you would agree to me.
Yes, sir.
Very much, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Agreed.
These are the 7 steps to positive attitude. How can we go to the positive attitude? Before I go to this slide, I just wanted to tell you that even all the companies in India, they have a group of people called emergency response to situation or emergency response team. There is never an emergency react team in any company. It's always emergency response team, because this proves that when we have to respond according to the situation, thinking and taking care that it should not affect the company's working and even the people.
Yes, sir. Truly agree. Because reaction actually leads to emergency.
Agreed to you, ma'am. Agreed to you. Okay, the 7 steps to positive attitude. Make a decision today to change. Shift your focus. Be more curious instead of judgmental. Develop an attitude of gratitude. Decide not to be perfect all the time. Believe in yourself. Take action now. These are the 7 steps. We'll go in detail to the 7 steps. But before I go to the detail, I'll just take this 4th point, that is develop an attitude of gratitude. Do you all agree that we should have an attitude of gratitude always in our life?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Why should we have this?
Being thankful is always blissful.
Being thankful is always graceful. But first of all, do we really thank God?
Sir, actually, we learn each and every minute of our life from anyone we meet. So we should be thankful to everyone, and first of all, God, who gave us this beautiful life. It's a beautiful gift, which is wrapped with some problems and certain things. But although it's a very beautiful gift, so we should have that attitude of gratitude towards Him first. Then, of course, comes parents, then teachers, and then everyone else from which
Everyone, ma'am, everyone. Remember, ma'am, one thing that in our life, we should follow LLL, lifelong learner. We should always be a lifelong learner person. Any time of the world, any time of the day, any time of the year, any time of the like our life, wherever we are, either we are in a you can say public transport, or we are in our office, or we are in our home, or we are with our children, with our friends, with our parents, anyone, we should always be in a mode of learning so that we get something good out of it. And if we are doing that, then attitude of gratitude will always come. And first of all, we should thank the Almighty for what we are. Because as we saw in the story of Crow, Swan, that we have to be happy with what we are instead of being unhappy with what we are not.
Sir, can I add something here?
Yeah, sure, ma'am, why not?
This, I keep taking this in my college classes too as well, being a part of communication. So, you know, nowadays students are having a lot of problems with and complaints regarding these. Nowadays students have a lot of complaints regarding their status and the reels and the Instagram. So the first thing I always ask them is, you know, tell your parents and be thankful for them that since they are so beautiful, you have turned out to be this beautiful.
Very nice, ma'am. Very nicely said. Good enough.
So here, like, because what has happened now, when you take the name of God and all, no, they have like, "Are yaar, ye to humko Bhagwan ke bare mein sikha rahe." You know, that attitude has come into their minds. So that is why we always tell them, okay, go to your look, be thankful to you, and now be thankful to your parents that you're so beautiful and good.
Okay, if they don't believe in God, it doesn't make any difference. But the point is that they should believe in one thing, that there is some supernatural power which is running this whole universe.
Yes, yes. No,
so at least thank that supernatural power. It doesn't make any difference that we see it in like a photo, or we see it in a statue, or we see it in temple, or we go to masjid, or we go to Gurudwara, or we go to church. That doesn't make any difference. But the point is, there is some supernatural power which is running this world, and we should be thankful to that.
Yes, true, sir. I do agree. With that, I add on these things, like, so that at least somewhere they connect to us. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, let's get back to our make a decision today to change. We have to change from doubter to believer. Those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. George Bernard Shaw said that. Now, make a decision today to change. Now, what we want to change? We want to change from negativity to positivity. What we want to change is our thought process. What we want to change is our mindset that this thing is wrong. We have to come out of it, and we have to see on only and only positive things in everybody, in every deed, in everything matter what is happening in around us. Shift your focus. Focus on what is right versus what is wrong. Focus on solution rather than problems. Remember, the past cannot be undone. Focus on present and plan for a better future. Do you all agree to it?
Very much, sir. Yes, true.
Yes, 100%.
What happened that we normally focus on problems more than solution. I'll just add here a small story. A person was traveling for a meeting. He was in a hurry because he had already got late. He had to cross a river, and that is a bridge on the river. And it was a daytime. The bridge was almost abandoned at that time. Nobody was there. No human being was there. No other vehicles were there. And one of his tire gets punctured. He stops. Okay, then he is little frustrated that this has happened now. He starts changing his tire, but during that process, that the 4 nuts which are holding the tire to the main rim, that 4 nuts slips out of his hand, and they all fall on the river. They fall into the river. Now he is frustrated all the more. What I have to do now? I have to reach to the meeting. It's much necessary, and all the nuts have fallen down. A very old gentleman from the nearby village was walking on that bridge. He comes there. He tells them, "Okay, can I help you?" He looks into. He just looks on that person and says that this person is just a villager. How is going to help me? I have such a big problem. But then that he shares his problem with him. That villager just gives things for a second, and then he says, "Okay, you do one thing. Take out one nut from all the 3 tires, put it here. You can go ahead. After 1 kilometer or so, you will get a shop from where you can buy more nuts and fix it." So the point is that that person's focus was only on the problem, that he is not reaching for his meeting on the right time. And what he is going to do now? The problem was that all the 4 nuts had fallen down, but he was not focusing on the solution. So we have to always be cool-mindedly focusing on the solutions rather than focusing on the problem. Is the story good enough?
Yes, sir. Good enough.
Nice.
Yes, sir, it's a very nice story.
Okay. Remember, the past cannot be undone. Can we undo the past? Anyone?
No, we can't.
We can't. And we cannot even change our future. What we can do is we can only plan for the future by doing our present good. Be more curious instead of judgmental. I think we are all more judgmental than being curious. It's always like that. Don't blame or complain. Think how or what I can change to make a difference in the situation. We are not judges, so don't be judgmental, because this leads to sour relationship. It is true. Because we are judgmental, always our relationship grows sour. Understanding the situation and accordingly responding is the best choice. Agreed? Everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, agreed, sir.
Develop an attitude of gratitude. Talking about our problems is general greatest addiction. Break the habit and talk about joy and happiness. see all the things what you have and feel fortunate, as millions of people in this world may not be as fortunate as you are. So keep thanking God for everything. For example, you have. I was crying for a new pair of shoes until I saw a person without legs. I thank God that at least I have legs. In your day-to-day life, there are a lot of people who help ease your work, and you must learn to show how thankful you are to them. Do we really thank them? Sometimes, but sometimes we just forget.
So
And
we
we understand
thank
that.
them once they are leaving us.
Yeah, ma'am, it's actually like that we always take it for granted that it is their duty. They have helped us, it is their duty.
Sir, it's just like if you are, shifting a firm, you are quitting a job and you're switching to a new one. It so happens that the last day of your job is like, people praise you, and those kind of people praise you who might have not seen for the throughout your journey in that firm. They even won't like you.
Ma'am,
But
that is
this was a-
human tendency. We will only praise people 2 times. One when it is a farewell, or one when the person has died.
Yes, sir.
I'm telling the truth. Nirmesh sir, will you agree that to it?
Yes, sir. Yes, completely agree. Yeah.
Whenever we are in a place where somebody has died and we have gone for the, like you can say, the sitting, or you can say for cremation or something, that there will always speak very good about the person who has died.
Yes, yes, yes.
And similarly, if a person is getting, as Neha madam said, the person is changing the company or he is retired or something like that, and we are giving him the farewell, we'll always speak all positive things about him.
Yes, yes.
The whole life or the whole time when he was with us, we'll never speak anything good about him. But when he's leaving, we'll say good about him. This is human tendency.
One thing I remember, sir, it is in Hindi. It says that निंदा उसी की होती है जो जिंदा है.
Right, sir. Right.
मरे
Very
हुए
right, sir.
लोगों की तो तारीफ होती है. Right. So
Yes.
afraid कि
Yes.
आपके बारे में कंप्लेंट कर रहा है, बुरा बोल रहा है, निंदा कर रहा है, क्योंकि वो इसलिए कर रहा है क्योंकि आप जिंदा हो.
Very true,
Sir,
sir.
on
Very
a
true.
lighter note, I would like to share one thing here. It's on a very lighter note. There is
Right.
a doha from Kabir which says that nindak niyare rakhiye. ऐसा कुछ दोहा है. So once I was teaching in the class, and the student said, "Ma'am, आप हमें criticize करती हो ना, इसलिए हम आपके पास ही रहते हैं." So it's like that.
Okay. Here I'll again come out with a small story. Once it was very, like summertime, very hot day. So what happened that I thought of drinking lemon water. So I just took out 2 lemons from the fridge, cold water and everything. I was just making the lemon water, and I got a phone call from my friend. And we were just talking. While talking to the friend, by mistake, I squeezed 5 lemons on the 1 glass of water. The moment I took 1 sip, so I can, and you all can understand how it will taste.
Yes.
So now the point is there any possibility that I can take out the extra lemon out of that mixed water?
No, sir, you can add more water to make
Add
it.
more water. Very true, ma'am. We can only add more water. Now add more water. But now this particular situation, can we take it with the life? Sometimes it happens that unknowingly or by unintentionally, we speak up few words which is not liked by one of our family member or one of our colleague or one of our student or a friend, and that person gets disturbed or that person gets disheartened because of that particular word. Now that words, what we have said or whatever that, what action we have done or reaction, whatever we have done is already happened. We cannot change it. Only what we can do is that we can dilute it. And how can we dilute it? That from now onwards, we have to be very positive with that person. We can always have our affection towards him, gratitude towards him, and other things what we can do in our life, so that that particular matter is diluted, or suppose something it has gone into the backside of the mind and the good things come out. Only that we can do it. Yes, as we all said that we can add up 4 more glass of water or 5 more glass of water and make it that lemon water drinkable to everybody.
Yes.
So that thing has to come to our life also.
One more thing we can do, sir, or we can add some water and we can call family and friends to enjoy that sikanji or the lemon juice.
Right, very true, sir. But that is when we are talking only about the sikanji. Now that sikanji has come to our life. So
Right.
for life, when we that words what we have said, that cannot be diluted by everybody else. We have to dilute it ourselves.
Yes.
So talking about our problems as it is written, develop an attitude of gratitude. We need to have an attitude of gratitude all our life. Decide not to be perfect all the time. Stop having high expectation from yourself and others, because you will start feeling low and develop a negative attitude if you don't reach as per your mark. Instead, always think about how you can improve. Scope of improvement should always be open in all the work and situation we do. Do we really keep our scope of improvement, or we start thinking that we are the best? It so happens that some of us, I'm not saying that us who are participating in this particular program, but in general, human beings have this tendency that they start thinking that they are the best. What they say is the best, but it's not like that. We have to have our always scope of improvement open. Today, this program will be liked by you or not, I don't know. But I will always say that please send me a positive feedback that, okay, sir, you are wrong here. Please correct yourself, because that will give me a scope of improvement. And next time I will be much better. So we have to be, our competition is with ourselves. We have to make ourselves better next day. If you remember, this was in the movie Three Idiots. That person, the main character in that movie, he said कि हमें अगले दिन के लिए बेहतर बनना है, ना कि हम उसके सक्सेस के पीछे भागते रहें.
Suresh ji, hello. Am I audible? Hello.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, Sunita, ma'am.
Very happy to see you all here after long months. Okay. And that's very nice initiative that you're performing very well. And one thing I have learned from this the content of Nirmesh sir, that I was earlier I was thinking as I'm perfect, or what if it might be some ego or what. But after that I learned that no, I'm not perfect. So I mock on myself. I mock on me and then make the atmosphere very light. So this great lesson I have learned in my life.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. And that appreciation goes to Nirmesh sir. We are all his students.
Definitely,
Thank you so much. We are a team, sir. We are a team.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Nirmesh sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
This slide I have added just to tell you all that, because when we are thinking positive every day in our life, we set some goals. The goals can be short-term goals or long-term goals, but it should always be a smart goal, which are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound, so that we should attend it. We have that ability to reach to the end of the goal. Actually, I had kept a video here, but that video is too long. It is of 6 minutes, so I don't want to show it to you all. But you must have heard about Dashrath Manjhi. There was a movie also on it.
Yes.
Have you have heard about him?
Yes,
Dashrath Manjhi.
Yeah, the
He
mountain
made a
man.
road out of a mountain for his.
He's known as Mountain Man.
Mountain Man of India.
Mountain Man of India. He took around 22 years to carve a road out of 9.1 meter width and 110 meter long road out of 7.6 meter height hill. Because of that hill, there was no road from the village to the nearest town. From his village, the village is called Galore, that is in Bihar, and the nearest town was Wazirganj. That used to be 70 kilometers, which reduced to 1 kilometer because of that road. What he carved, and single-handedly he did it with hammer and pestle. People used to tell him he is a madman, but later on he was recognized. Now that is what is the positive attitude. When we start doing something good and we know that the results are going to be good, we have to follow that particular our goal. That goal has to be followed. That person was recognized later on when he died. by the government of Bihar, by the government of India. But when he was alive, nobody recognized him. The point is that we have to follow our attitude. We have to follow our behavior. Take action now. Do everything with positive attitude. Stop procrastination. Make a to-do list, not to-do list. Think positive. These are all things what we have to follow for positive attitude. And we have to change ourselves. Nobody will come to change us. Nobody will come to teach us. Even today, when we are sitting for this session, only thing is that we can inform each other that these are the things what we know, these are the things what you know. But what do we want to change ourselves? We have to do it ourselves. Nobody will come and change ourselves.
Want to share something?
Yes,
Hello,
ma'am.
sir.
Yeah, ma'am.
So the thing is that that means when there's a quote that when student is ready, teacher will teach. Okay, when we are ready, then we will learn.
Yes. When we are ready, then they will learn.
We will learn.
Ma'am, as
We
I
will
said sometimes back and few minutes back, that we should always be on the learning mode. We have to be lifelong learners. If we just make it in our mind that we are lifelong learners. Every time we have to learn something at every situation, wherever we are. Let it be a negative situation also. We have to learn something out of it and make it a positive situation for us. So, Nirmesh sir, here I think I'm ending my this complete session, and I would like to have some feedback from you and others.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Yeah, very insightful session it was. Right. Yeah, you touches the point, whatever you want to convey to the participants. Right. With the story also added more values to your session. Right. Yeah. Overall, it was a good session. Few things just you can work upon. Maybe you could have put the slides on slideshow mode.
Okay, sir.
Right.
Okay.
Maybe see what happens when we share slides like this. The people have always eyes on key how many slides are remaining.
Okay, sir.
Right. Because everybody in hurry. So maybe it's Sunday. So yeah, every time we can put the slides on slideshow mode. Overall, it was a good and perfect session. I appreciate that you took a session in front of maybe shall I reveal or not? Suresh sir's wife is the participant today.
Yeah, ma'am. Yes, sir. She was.
Yeah.
She is.
Yeah, she is participating. And when you are delivering a session in front of your wife and other family members, it's kind of a tough task. Right? Even I'll have some hesitation when my wife is sitting in my session. Right. So, right.
Sir, I will get a real feedback from her.
Yes. So thank you, ma'am. See, I saw during the session also, ma'am was supporting you like all thumbs up. Yes. Yeah. All encouragement. Very nice, sir. Great initiative you took, right? You made that Sunday on. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. And definitely you had a very good attitude in this attitude session. So
Yes.
yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, sir. Yes, we can hear you.
Actually, sir, for a few seconds, my connection went out. Can I request all those who are present to come for a few seconds on the video so that I can click a pic?
Yes, sure. Why not? Always ready for a pic.
Please, all those who are present, can you please come to the camera? Just a second, I'll put on the light. I think my daughter has taken the pic. 1 second, please.
I also took, sir. I also took. I'll share.
Okay, sir. Okay, done, sir. So that now the last slide was open with the conclusion. The conclusion was from Dr. Is it visible to everyone?
No, no,
Yes.
right now it's not visible, sir.
Okay. I think that sharing went out, sir. Just a second, sir. I'll have to share it once again.
Yes, sir. Yes, you can share, sir.
1 second, sir. Okay, this is the last slide. It is from our former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. If you fail, never give up, because fail means first attempt in learning. END is not the end. In fact, END means effort never dies. And if you get a no as an answer from anyone, no means next opportunity. We are having other opportunities open. The doors are always open. One door is closed, 4 doors are open. This is what everybody says. So let us be very positive. Thank you everyone for being there and listening to me for an hour, about an hour. And I hope that I have been like given a good session, or maybe whatever it is, you can always share the feedback to me on my number. You all have my number, or if you want to share it now, please go ahead. If it is okay, then we can close the session, sir. If nobody wants to speak.
Right. Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving the opportunity,
Thank
sir.
you, everyone. Thank you, sir, for the wonderful session. It was a very insightful one.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. So,
Thank you, sir.
yeah, thanks, guys. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good night, sir.
Good night, sir. Good night, everybody.